What happens when someone dies? Is there a bright light at the end of a tunnel? Does the soul leave the body? Or does everything simply stop? For thousands of years, humans have asked this question, and myths, beliefs, and stories have filled the silence left by uncertainty. Let's separate myths from what science actually knows. One of the most common myths is that death happens instantly. In reality, death is a process, not a single moment. When a person is dying, the body begins shutting down in stages. The heart slows, breathing becomes irregular, and oxygen levels drop. As oxygen decreases, the brain enters a state of confusion and altered perception. This is where many people report seeing visions, hearing voices, or feeling detached from their bodies. This leads to another popular myth, the tunnel of light. Many near-death experiences describe floating, bright lights, or peaceful sensations. Science suggests these experiences may be caused by a surge of brain activity combined with oxygen deprivation and the release of chemicals like endorphins and dopamine. These chemicals can produce intense calm, vivid imagery, and a sense of euphoria. It feels real, but it doesn't necessarily mean consciousness has left the body. Another myth is that the brain shuts off immediately after death. In reality, the brain can remain active for several minutes after the heart stops. During this time, electrical activity may still occur, possibly explaining why some people report awareness even after clinical death. But once oxygen is completely depleted, neurons begin to fail, and consciousness fades. So, what actually happens next? From a biological perspective, once brain activity permanently stops, conscious experience ends. There is no evidence that memories, identity, or awareness continue beyond this point. This can be uncomfortable to accept, which is why humans across cultures developed beliefs about an afterlife. Heaven, hell, reincarnation, spirits, ancestors. These ideas help people cope with grief, fear, and the finality of death. Belief doesn't mean false, but it is not the same as scientific truth. Another common myth is that dying is always painful. In many cases, especially with natural death, the body releases pain-reducing chemicals. People often drift into unconsciousness before significant suffering occurs. Modern medicine also plays a role in reducing pain during the dying process. Then there is the myth that we can feel what happens to our body after death. Once brain death occurs, there is no sensation, no pain, no awareness, no fear. The body may continue physical processes, cooling, muscle relaxation, and cellular breakdown. But the person is no longer experiencing anything. So what does science say happens to us? From a scientific viewpoint, we don't go anywhere. Our atoms return to the environment. Our energy disperses. Our impact continues through memories, actions, and influence. Death marks the end of consciousness, but not the end of meaning. And perhaps that is the most important truth. Whether one believes in an afterlife or not, science reminds us that life is finite, and that makes every moment valuable. Understanding death doesn't make life darker, it makes it more precious.